Hello, my name is Cactus. I'm the camp host up here at Wanaka and Whispering Oaks. I am so happy that y'all are up here enjoying nature out here at Whispering Oaks. I hope it's glorious weather and that you're able to get outside and have some fun time. But I'm also super sad that I am unable to be here to give you the presentation on environmental concerns, but I still want to help you along with your journey. So I made this video, and I hope that it is helpful to you today. The three environmental concerns that I want to talk to you about today are compost, invasive species, and fires. All right, so the first invasive species I want to talk to y'all about today is Spanish broom. An invasive species is like a plant or an animal or a bug that is not originally from the area that we are in. So Spanish broom was brought over here by people from Europe. And the reason why invasive species are bad or an environmental concern here at camp is because they do not allow for the original plants or the native plants to grow in those areas. So as you can see, Spanish broom has kind of taken over this area. And the reason why we want the native plants to grow in all over camp is because birds and the animals and the bugs, they all feed on those native plants, but if they're not there, then they have less to eat. So we do try to remove the Spanish broom here at camp, but it's a bit of an uphill battle because each plant can make about 20,000 seeds. These are just the pods. The seeds are inside, so they each make about 20,000 seeds. And even if we removed them all, their seeds have the capability to stay dormant or stay asleep in the ground, essentially, for about 50 years. So even if we removed everything, there could potentially be seeds in the dirt just hanging out, waiting for their comeback. So again, like I said, it's an uphill battle, but it's an environmental concern we're dealing with at camp. Alright, so the next invasive species I want to talk to y'all about is the GSOB, or the golden spotted oak borer beetle. They originally came here from Arizona. Someone unknowingly brought some firewood up here to go camping in an attempt to knock the dry firewood from wherever they were camping from, and they didn't know that there was actually these tiny little bugs that are about the size of a penny inside their firewood, and they spread up in California. What they do is they bore inside of oak trees. If you come see down here, there's these tiny, tiny, tiny little holes, and that's the holes that the beetle makes. They essentially eat the oak tree from the inside out. So a lot of times trees will be infected with GSOB, but it's hard to tell because they look like they're alive and well when really they're dying from the inside. A couple of ways to tell are if the crown is thinning. So if you look up at some trees, you will see there's less leaves on the branches, and that's called the thinning crown. And also, if it looks like a part of the tree it looks alive and well, but another few branches are dying, that's another sign that something is up. And if it's an oak tree, most likely it is the golden spotted oak borer beetle. The reason why it's a problem here at camp is because since the trees are dying from the inside out and they look fine, they are more prone to catching on fire if a fire were to come through camp, and also they can fall on buildings a lot easier because they're weak on the inside. So we do have to cut those down in an attempt to protect the buildings at camp. Okay, so fires, next environmental concern. Fires are a bit tricky because a natural fire can be good to the environment, but an unnatural fire, which are generally started by humans, are bad for our homes as well as animals' homes, right? Because it's burning down habitat and potentially buildings and everything. But a natural fire, unnatural fire, we do like to protect camp from them both. So what we do is we create these defensible spaces where we try to cut down the brush to 100 feet away from the building. So if a fire were to catch, it wouldn't catch the smaller stuff and spread to the building. And that's one way that we protect camp from fires. Alright, so earlier I mentioned compost as an environmental concern, but I misspoke. It's actually the food waste that is the environmental concern, and compost is the solution. The reason why food waste is no good is because if we put too much in our dumpsters, that stuff ends up in the landfills, and our landfills are getting bigger and bigger, and we're running out of places to put our trash. So in order to reduce the amount of waste that we're making, we try and compost. In the past, Girl Scouts was composting in during the summers, but now we're trying to do it year round. We're trying to recycle that food waste, put it back into the earth, so we can help the vegetation and like help our garden and just help our soil and just help everybody. Because we are dedicated to making the world a better place and using our resources wisely. All right, so I hope this video about the environmental concerns that we face here at camp will help you on your journey. While you're up here camping, maybe you can walk around and try to identify some defensible spaces, or maybe try to find some Spanish broom or like holes from the GSOB, from the golden spotted oak borer beetle. And then when you go home, you can also think about and identify environmental concerns from where you live, and maybe try to figure out some solutions. I hope you have a good time while you're up here at camp, and I'll see you next time you're up here.